So here I have some garlic powder, some sofrito, not chicken bouillon. Okay, I have the link for that below, and some seaweed. Okay, so let's get our vegan seafood broth going. So here in the water, I'm adding the garlic powder. I added 2 of the not chicken bouillon. Okay, I have the link to those seasoning below. And here I added the whole pack of the seaweed. It's like this little snack seaweed, but you could use the regular seaweed. It's all preference, whatever you could find. And we're going to put this on the stove and let it cook and simmer medium low. Okay, here I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of the sofrito. So while that's cooking, I have lime, lemon, olive oil, white wine, orange juice, salt, fresh garlic, guys. You know I like to smash my garlic. It is good for you. It is so good for you. I have cilantro and I have diced up red bell pepper. All right. So we are going to create our Mojo sauce. So here I'm adding some olive oil. I'm adding about a tablespoon and a half of my mashed garlic, and I let this simmer for a medium low for a few minutes. So now I'm going to drain a little bit of that oil to save for later. Not all of it, just a little bit, guys. Okay, we need the rest for our Mojo sauce, which is wonderful. This sauce is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So here I have my fire still medium low. So I'm adding about a quarter a cup of the white wine. I added about, I would say about an ounce of each of the lemon and lime juice, the orange juice, the red bell pepper, and the cilantro. And the orange juice, I added about a quarter a cup, about 2 ounces. And I'm letting this simmer on medium low, guys. And don't forget to season with some salt. Okay, remember the salt is an enhancer, it's not really the flavor. So here I got some vegan fish that I got from the Oriental market, some cornstarch, black pepper, adobo, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt-free lemon pepper. Okay, so we are going to get started. First, I am going to start by seasoning my cornstarch. So here I'm adding some black pepper. You add as much as you like. Okay, guys, there's no right and wrong here, like I always say. And you use also the seasoning of your preference. All right. So I'm adding all my seasoning here. So while we are doing this, guys, if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also that bell button is very important. That bell button that is going to let you know every time I upload a new video. So you could get that front seat, guys. I want you to have the front seat because you're that special, okay? So here I am grabbing my vegan fish. And I'm just patting it in the cornstarch. Also, if you want to sprinkle a little bit of adobo on the fish, like I did before I put it in the cornstarch, you could go ahead and do so. Those fish fillets, they sell them in the Oriental market for the most part. All right. And I let it sit for a little bit before I start frying them. So meanwhile, I am going to go ahead and create this little sauce for the fish. So here I added some red bell pepper strip, some onion, and some fresh thyme, and some olive oil. And everything is cooking on medium low, guys. Medium low. You want this oil to get all those flavor without burning. Here I'm adding a little bit of black pepper. This stuff came out so good, so good, so good, so good. I added a little bit of salt. So now I am going to remove most of my veggies and leave that little oil there, because that's where we're going to cook our wonderful vegan fish. All right, so the whole time I have my fire medium low. You don't want your stuff to burn. That's all you need, just that little bit of oil, guys. That's all you need. And when I tell you this stuff is good, it's good. So after a couple of minutes, as you can see, I am turning my fish. Look at that beautiful, beautiful color and crust. All right, look at that. We're turning it again after a couple of minutes. This is going to be our last turn. Look at how pretty that is, guys. Look at that. So now I am going to remove it. I'm adding a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of vegan butter. All right. Again, my fire is on medium low. I'm adding some garlic to this. Look at that. And the smell in the kitchen, guy, it was so good. Like, I couldn't wait to finish this meal. Like, the fragrance was just, man, it was just wonderful. So here I am adding a tablespoon of flour. But if you want gluten-free, just add some cornstarch. It will be fine. It's just a little bit aging just to thicken your sauce. Here you go. What's that? That's our broth that we boil, guys. You see how pretty that looks? And I'm adding even the seaweed with it. And we're going to save some of that broth for later on, okay? Don't use all of it because you're going to need it for later on. But this is good enough to create that little gravy for our fish. So now I'm adding my peppers back. Oh my God, guys, I'm telling you, this stuff was... So here I'm seasoning a little bit with more salt and black pepper because I tasted it. And this is where you're going to adjust. If you think it needs a little bit more seasoning, you add the seasons that you want, okay, before you add your fish. So now I'm adding my fish back to my sauce. My little grape, that stuff was so good. Oh my goodness. Guys, give this recipe a thumbs up. Also, give it a try, and please leave me comments below how it turns out. You know, even pictures. Just share with me what I'm sharing with you, and look how beautiful that is. Right now, we are going to create. Guess what? Those are called oyster mushroom. Okay. Also, I get these at the Oriental market. So when you pick up your fish from the Oriental market, pick up those oyster mushrooms. All right. So here I am cutting about 1 inch of the mushrooms. Inch thick. As you can see, about 1 inch thick. And those end of the mushrooms, don't throw it away. You could either add it and cut it for later or save for another dish. So here I'm doing about 3 or 4 slightly cuts in the top, and then turn them around and do the opposite. So you have like those little squares like that. So when you put the sauce and everything, it just dip it in those Let me tell you, those mushrooms, guys, like, they come out tasting like you really eating a scallop. Like the texture, everything. So remember the oil, the garlic oil that I saved? guess what? That's what we're gonna use for our scallop. Okay, so make sure that your pot is pretty hot. Here I added a few stem of that fresh thyme. I love cooking with fresh thyme. It's really, really good. So here I have my fire on medium low. You don't want it to burn. You want it to get hot, but you don't want it to burn. It's cast iron. If you have cast iron, use it. It gives it that nice crisp. Or if you have even a copper pan, those also are good for sealing like this as well. I have one of those as well, but I prefer my cast iron. Or if you don't have neither, it's fine, guys. Just use what you have. So while that is going on medium low, I am cutting my plantains for what? My mofongo. My mofongo, guys. So here I am peeling my plantains. I know a lot of you may know how to do it, and some of you may not. That is why I'm showing you how to peel your plantain. So here I'm cutting about an inch and a half rounds. And I cut 3 plantains actually for this. So now I'm checking on my scallop. Look at that color. This is what you want. You see this right here? And I also have my oven on because when I remove it, I'm going to cover it with foil and let it cook a little longer in the oven so that the middle of it could get more tender. All right? Only for a few minutes. I keep it in the oven until I'm finished, with the rest of the stuff. So here I add a little bit of vegan butter. You could use Earth Balance or any other vegan butter that you like. Okay, it's all preference here. No right and wrong. I'm adding a little bit of that fresh garlic. Guys, this stuff came out so good. And before I add it to the oven, I also added a little bit of lemon juice to this. So these bad boys are ready really to go to the oven in a few. I'm going to cover it with foil and put it in the oven. Look at that pretty color. That's what you want right there. Right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's just nothing but flavor and goodness up in here. So now I am going to teach you. I have those scallops in the oven. I'm going to teach you how to make cut thin, long slices of the plantain for garnish. It gives it a good presentation. Sometimes, you're able to find them in the store already made, the long ones, but sometimes they're hard to find. So that's why I'm teaching you how to make your little own garnish. All right. So you could do it that way or lay it down when you get to the end of it and cut it right on your cutting board, just like that. And we're going to fry these bad boys. I already put them in the oil, as you can see. Okay, just a couple of minutes on each side. Do not walk away. Keep an eye on it. Keep turning it. And when it gets like this is what you want right here. Look at that beauty. And as soon as I take it out of the oil, I season it with a little bit of salt and garlic powder. And guys, this stuff be good, be good. It's not just a garnish, it's you eat it as well. So now we are going to start frying our plantain for our mofongo. All right, on medium low, guys. You want your center to cook. So meanwhile, I got some vegan butter here. I added a little bit of adobo, some black pepper. And you could play with your seasoning. You could add as much as you like. With the garlic for mofongo, I usually use like a clove and a half for each plantain. But you could add as much as you like. It's all preference. So you remember our mojito sauce that been cooking? Now I'm going to grab our broth and I'm going to strain it over the mojito sauce. And I'm going to let it, guess what, marinate a little longer now with the broth. This is what we're going to pour all over our stuff. Guys, that's, Lord, that mojito sauce and the gravy of the fish. When I tell you, it was just nothing but flavors, explosion of flavors in your mouth. Like, I could not stop eating. I really could not stop eating. I did not miss no fish. I did not miss no real meat. I didn't miss nothing, like nothing. Okay, so here I added my cooked plantain to that other mixture, and I mashed it. So now here you just grab any little container that you have, guy, and pack the mofongo in there and press it down to give it the shape so you could start plating, guys. You're gonna see this artwork. Okay, again, guys, while we're doing this, if you have not subscribed, hit that like button, guys, and please start sharing these recipes. Share these recipes with others. So here I have a bed of minced greens. You could use whatever you like. So here I'm adding a piece of my, guess what, garnish, right, that we made together. You see how that goes? And then I added one of those big scallops up in there. Oh my God, I feel like making this again today. It was that delicious. So I'm adding a few pieces of that fish. And guess what, guys? Here comes. Okay, here comes the mojo sauce. Look at how that flow over that mofongo and that scallop. And when I tell you, even the better mixed screen with that mojo sauce, man, I ate everything. I ate all the veggies on there, the mixed greens, everything. That plate was clean. Now look at that beauty. Well, guys, enjoy this recipe. Give it a thumbs up. Again, leave me comments. Please give me comments. I love talking to you guys. I really do. So here you go. Here is our vegan seafood mofongo. Enjoy, and I will see you on the next recipe. Have a wonderful day.